God told me I need to run 1,000 miles this year and share His word even more than I've shared it in the last few years. I hadn't been to the doctor in probably 7 or 8 years. And they came back and said, you have several forms of crippling arthritis. Well, maybe God's preparing you for something. Maybe this was just the first part of it. So I just kept running and I kept sharing my story and sharing the gospel. I was on my way home from work. I started coughing up blood. Yeah, you have some type of tumor. It's so big, there's nothing I can do. Now we're going through another roller coaster.
You're always tempted to be upset at God when things like this happen. And the thing that keeps you from going down that mental road is Todd's faith.
The doctor had said, please get your affairs in order because he might not make it through the weekend.
I anticipated potentially losing him.
Every time we would leave town, we would say goodbye as if it was the last time.
There were days that I thought I was going to die.
Even though I saw him beginning to waste away physically, there was a spiritual tenacity and strength that was oozing from him.
I was in ICU, I was hooked up to a lot of machines. I felt God saying, you're going to walk through a journey that no doctor's going to understand, no medical expert's going to understand, but it's going to be okay because I'm always going to be there with you. So devil, you can keep on trying, but my king's going to keep on winning. Hey God, thanks for being my king.
Yeah, Broadway is back.
Finally. It's been way too long.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Let's catch a musical.
Hey, that's an awesome idea.
How about this one?
Now that one's got a great cast, but the music, I wasn't feeling it.
How about that one?
Now that one's got an amazing choreographer, awesome spectacle, but I don't know, the music just didn't do it for me.
I got it. Rock of Ages.
Now that's a great show, but that lead guy, not so much. You know what? I got a great idea.
As long as you're around. It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Monday morning. Remember I told you when you watch football, if your home team loses, you have a hangover Monday.
You got a hangover Monday?
I have a hangover Monday.
Well, the Dolphins lost to Tampa Bay, so
Yeah, but I don't
you're
care
upset?
about that. I don't care about it.
What are you upset about?
The Jets lost
They
to
always
Atlanta
lose.
in London. Then you got to fly over 11 hours of misery.
Can you
That's a
imagine
long
losing and
trip.
flying back
Oh
from
my
London?
God, that's horrible.
Right? You think, oh my gosh.
Why are you laughing? That ain't a funny thing.
Because it's funny. We had a Cracker Barrel on the floor today.
Unbelievable. But anyway, welcome. Listen, sharing is caring. If you're watching today's show, help me out a little bit, because share it out to some friends. Let them know that we're here. We got exciting news. We're going to get into it really quick today because we're going to be
Moving some cameras around, and then
Yeah.
we're going to have some great conversation. We've got Natali Max joining us and Todd Shoemaker joining us. Great stories of inspiration and motivation and overcoming so many challenges in life. And it's about, as they say, keeping the faith. And when you're down and out and you just don't know how you're going to keep going, you go, God, why? And here you are today to overcome adversity and keep on going. And today is a show all about that.
That's
Today is Columbus Day. Today is Indigenous People Day. And it's International Day of the Girl.
all that.
Not the woman, the girl.
I just want to know, when is the International Day of the Boy? Because I don't think there is one.
We'll make it tomorrow for you. But a lot going on. So we've got the girls on the board today. The girls running the floor, some great meetings happening. But we're going to talk to Natali. We met Natali Max, Natali, on Friday during one of the shows that we produce. And her line of clothing is amazing. And while Val is here, we're going to actually go over to camera 3 because we want to show these clothing so we can move the cameras around and talk about this. Now here's the thing. I don't get out much, which is good because she's got some cute little shoe boots over there. That might be calling my name. Sure, we can do a trio. And we're going to talk about that and bring Natali over, who looks absolutely adorable in this cute little green outfit, and see what she's got going on. And we're going to hear about Todd, his new book, The Crazy Beautiful Journey, The Blessed Overcomer. Their story.
And we played Todd's video at the beginning as a hard open, so you could get a little bit of a taste as to what we're going to be talking about. But those are the boots you're talking about?
Yep. So Natali, tell us about you and this clothing line, and we've got some videos that we'll play a little bit later on as well.
So hi, good morning everyone. My name is Natali Max, and I am the founder and owner of SheIsUnpredictable.com. What I want to share about myself and my clothing line is it's transformational. And the name She Is Unpredictable came from noticing my life occurring like a Groundhog's Day, the same thing over and over again. And I also noticed how I gained weight and slipped into black leggings and became a little gray mouse. And then I realized I wanted to transform and make a change within myself. I wanted to be loved and noticed, and I wanted to be bright and happy. And I started working out, and I became unpredictable. What unpredictable means is not being boring, surprising myself. I've realized that when I used to go on date, I'll go out and buy something new, and it was so exciting to wear something new, and sometimes you can so slip into the everyday life and worries and problems that you kind of forget about yourself. So my clothing line is all about being happy and bright and unpredictable. Take those black leggings off and wear something neon, camo, animal print. Wake up the animal instinct within and just have fun in life. And I want to share a specific story about how it all started. I was actually heartbroken. I was betrayed by a loved one, a male, and I went into a deep depression. And one morning I woke up and I was like, how long am I gonna go through this feeling of being depressed and feeling insecure and feeling not wanted? And I asked myself a question: what would I do for myself today to make me happy? And I was like, shopping. So I went shopping and I saw a camo jacket, almost like this one. And I was in a department store. I put it on and I literally just stood there crying. I was not in the dressing room. I was in the department store looking at myself at one of those mirrors. And I could feel the energy within me move, transform me with feeling more courageous and brave, not feeling sorry for myself, feeling more powerful. I bought that jacket. I was driving home. I wore it for 4 days, my camo jacket, 4 days straight, because I needed to feel brave. And then I said, you know what? I bet there are a lot of women that are maybe suffering from betrayal or feeling insecure. So my line is for you ladies to feel happy, loved, and confident. And you can do that for yourself.
So you changed your clothing, your hairstyle, everything because you were heartbroken.
We actually have a video of that transformation.
I saw it on Facebook that she had like a transformation, right?
You know, she sent it to us, a video of transformation. How long ago was this?
So, you know, it's been work in progress. You know, I wish I went to the gym and I got abs overnight. I checked. You know, I'll be like, okay, where are my abs? And sometimes there is that feeling of wanting to give up, you know, but no, you can't. You can't give up on yourself. You gotta keep going. So how long? I've been transforming consistently over 5 years. So the video I sent you is over that 5-year period.
Do you guys have that video? See if we can cue that up.
There we go.
And we can't play the music because the music's copyrighted, but yeah, I saw you on Facebook and I'm like, is this her?
Wow. That used to be you?
Yes. Yes.
You know, I was looking and I looked, I'm thinking, this is her? Unbelievable.
I thought it was other people.
Yeah, I was overweight, unhappy, low self-esteem. And then I started taking care of myself.
And when did you start She is Unpredictable?
So, well, you know, there's a process, you know, between creating LLC and filing with the state of Florida and then creating the webpage and the whole thing. So it started in March. So it's been a journey to get to this point.
And do you have a store or everything is online?
It's online. Currently, everything is at sheisunpredictable.com, and it's all statement pieces, bright and happy. And it's all
They're
online.
amazing pieces, and we're going to take a look over at the pieces because I'm loving the boots. You came in with boots the other day, and I thought, wow. And you said you had a line of boots and a line of these neon-colored animal print, and you've got camo. And Val, she's got like this hoodie sweatsuit over there that looks so adorable. She's laughing.
You know, the amazing thing, minus the clothes, the hair, the weight and all that, the amazing thing here is your whole karma energy has changed. You've gone from being sad to being angry to being this to today. And we were talking about, she was very happy about Monday, because Monday is a very tricky day. Yes. Monday, if you don't have a good Monday, you're gonna have a real crappy week. And she came in, she's agreed to come and do some dancing on Fridays, on our Friday show. So it's this whole thing has changed within you, and I'm sorry that it took you getting brokenhearted. I mean, I've been brokenhearted so many times I can't remember, but it happens.
But that's what you say all the time.
All the time.
When we have musicians, when they're brokenhearted, they have the best music, right? It's overcoming adversity is pretty much what happens. So you want to head back over there to the back of the studio, and let's take a look at some of these pieces.
That we could get
Bring your mic with you.
No, she has one
Oh, you
over
have
there.
one over
She
there,
has one
okay.
over there. And it's interesting because she has a whole unique way of doing what she does. And I don't know if she got abs. What difference does it make from the looks of her? She can have them, not have them, rent them, whatever
I
she
love
wants.
the green outfit.
All right, so let's flip over to 3.
Okay, so I want to show you some of my pieces. And again, they're all very happy. That's how I call them. So currently I have 3 collections. The first collection is all about being happy, and they're all neon colors. And they're currently so perfect for the fall because we're going into Thanksgiving. This is the dress I'm wearing. We're currently going into Thanksgiving and Halloween. So we got some pumpkin colors, neon orange. We got Hocus Pocus, it's called, some magic colors, purple.
Is that a bathing suit?
What is that?
This is a swimsuit, and this is from Agent Provocateur. This is like the top of the line neon swimming suit that you can buy. It is an English brand. So my collaborations are all with top brands that you already love, that you already know, and what I do is just pick the best pieces in my store for you. So we have some purple, and I call this one is a crown chakra dress for those of you who are spiritually awakened. So we have a lot of animal print. It's all about waking up the instinct within yourself and believing in who you are and going after your dreams. All of these pieces are so carefully chosen. It's really hard to find teal leopard. Do you know when I put this on, I feel so pretty. I feel so luxurious. It's high-end, high-quality material. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous piece. We live in Florida, and this piece could be worn in Florida or anywhere else. And of course, I have She Is Brave and Courageous collection, and it's fun pieces with some neon colors. We got
I love that
sets. And of course, we got the Animal Instinct collection. Again, very bright, very happy, very courageous. And you know, it takes confidence to wear something bright and happy and animal and
Unpredictable.
unpredictable. You know, it really, and thank you, because you've noticed it correctly. It's not just the weight or the makeup. You know, wearing these pieces transforms me within. It makes me feel confident and, you know, just happy. Like if it's a great day, I wear bright neon because we have senses, you know, we have vision and we have hearing, and color does affect your moods. So we got this gorgeous, beautiful furs and some matching boots. And
Thanksgiving in DC.
it's just really fun. It's really fun collection. And everyone has to have a hat, fedora hat.
There you go. There's the new fedora.
You know, you got to look at this because what you're giving away, the real you, that's really the name of the game. You're wearing the clothes aren't wearing you, which is really outstanding.
About being unpredictable and confident. It's stepping into your confidence and saying, I'm wearing this neon green dress. I'm wearing this bright orange lace because I can, and I love it.
And there's no negative to that whatsoever, which I love. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
How does it make you feel?
How does it make me feel? Powerful. It makes me feel fun, you know, fun. It makes me enjoy life better. I like what I see in the mirror. Before anything, you got to create that relationship with yourself. You got to like who you are within. You got to like who you are on the outside. And the clothes, it just makes me feel happy. You know, this morning, even when I came in, Dawn, and you said, oh my God, you look like a Tinkerbell. And I did not even realize. And then I saw a picture of the Tinkerbell. And it made me feel magical because Tinkerbell has that magic wand, you know. And I saw a picture in your...
In the kitchen, yes.
Yeah, I saw a picture and she's wearing exactly the same dress. And I was like, oh, magic. So it made me feel powerful and magical, you know, so...
And everything comes in all sizes?
So collections are constantly moving. Whenever we sell out, we get something new. So currently, some pieces we have all sizes, some pieces have been already sold out. But we go from small to some pieces have extra large. But primarily, I keep it small to large, extra large.
Somebody like her, we got to interview her for the Cafe Press. But by the time it's published,
the clothes will be gone.
We have to put a little thing at the bottom.
Just
These
check
clothes
the website.
may be gone. But the other thing is I went to see the James Bond movie, and I swear to God, she looks like somebody in that movie.
She looks like a Bond girl. I know.
She's like a Bond girl.
Absolutely beautiful.
Unbelievable, because they pick people in this movie exactly what you're talking about. It's the inner coming forward and express. James Bond movies are made with a formula, a secret formula, and she looks like she'd be a James Bond girl.
I'll have to ask you though, how has your family been with your growth and your transformation and your unpredictableness?
Dawn, that is such a, wow, that is an amazing question. Such a great question. Oh, I'm laughing, but let me tell you something. It has not been easy because people had a hard time with me gaining confidence and starting to speak up and stand for myself, When I got that self-worth and self-love, so I did not allow for people to speak negatively with me or put me down. They didn't like it. And I did experience that in my family. I come from a Russian background. I grew up during communism. It's very strict family. And my dad and my brother, they could not be with me being powerful because they have this need to dominate. And finally, I just said to myself, I deserve to be happy. I don't need to be dominated. And they don't have to like the changes I'm going through, the confidence, so that I'm finally, they call it talking back, but really I was just standing up for myself. So yeah, no, they had a hard time. I'm not sure if it's because they felt like they were losing control over me, because a woman's supposed to submit and serve food, and I was just not going to be submissive anymore. So they didn't like losing control.
It's funny because you'll say you're now unpredictable, but this, as Freddie would say, this is who you've always been. You're just catching up. So you've always been this person, and you're now just re-emerging as the person that you're confident enough to share the gifts that God has given you at this point in life.
And it's funny because women that have super duper talents always regress because other people put pressure on them not to. There's that old line says, I got nothing to say. And none of that is true. So, congratulations. Sometimes you got to change your circle of friends, even family, to get to where you need to go.
All right, Natalie, question is, which is your favorite piece of clothing?
My favorite piece of clothing, I'm going to stay with the green camo jacket that I had on my knees, just because that's how this whole thing started. I needed to feel the courage. I needed to feel brave. I needed to feel strong and go after my dreams. And when you go after your dreams, sometimes you get so much discouragement because people don't believe in themselves, so they want to throw a wrench your way and be like, oh, that's such a stupid idea, or so you gotta really develop a strong mental state to go after your dreams. So it's gonna be that green camo jacket because that's how this whole thing started. And sometimes when I feel a little weak, because I am a human being, I go straight to that green camo jacket and I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself, I'm strong, I'm brave, and I got this.
You've got this.
It's funny, there's an old saying, feed the courage. Whenever you feel a little down, you have to feed the courage. When I started this business 12, 13 years ago, people laughed at me. They said, nobody's going to believe this. This is before Facebook. I didn't even know about Facebook. She and my son introduced me to Facebook. I did it my own way. But you know what? Feed the courage. Never, ever feel like anybody who suppresses you or pushes you down, it's a compliment. Because probably they're a little jealous at your success. And I'm saying it, she's not, so you're right to me. Because the bottom line here is what you're doing is phenomenal. I was talking about doing some more stuff, some runway work at the movies, because we got to get into the movies.
This one can walk the runway for sure.
She can, but she has people that she's going to bring forward, and I had this vision. And I was sitting watching James Bond. I saw models walking down the movie theater, landing on the stage, and doing a whole fame or something afterwards, which is kind of cool. You can sort of do that with this house.
I love it.
So there's a lot of good things coming your way. You don't go to that corner in the room no more. You're out of that now.
Thank you.
100%. Oh my gosh, it's more and more stories, and we're going to get into Todd's story in just a minute, of stories of feeling you're not enough, feeling you can't do this, people putting you down. It's just time to stop. You know what the good side of that is when we actually dig deep and we find out who we are, and we say we're going to do who we are and step into our power. That's the upside. But why we have to sometimes feel so broken to get to that, maybe that's
you ain't got to be broken. I gotta tell you a funny story. The circle will go this way, and all those that said you couldn't, they all come back. And they're gonna say, hey, can I join? And then you have some decisions to make, but you know, you hold steadfast as to what you're doing, the look, the presence, the energy.
Yep.
Just blow it up and keep going. Keep going, no problem.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more
Thank
with
you.
Natali, and we're going to hear Todd's story and get into this book, The Crazy Beautiful Journey, The Blessed Overcomer. What an incredible story of faith and overcoming. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tú quieres ser mi amigo.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open. Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Allie from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Tú quieres ser mi amigo, no puedo estar contigo, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Cuando llamaste ayer.
That was funny. This portion of the show brought to you by our friend
Gubba Rum.
Gubba Rum.
Gubba Rum. It's wicked smooth. Those look like new bottles.
They are. These are just for showing, not blowing.
Okay.
I got this one and the other one, but Steve asked me to hold it up in between sets and tell the world, get your Gubba on, especially Friday when we do the Gubba dance. I'm putting together a tiki.
A tiki hat? I don't know what happened to your sign.
What sign?
The tiki hat sign.
It's over there.
Okay.
I'm going to put the whole thing together.
All right, so we are back. We're talking to Natali Max. More to come with Natali and everything that she has gone through and this beautiful camo jacket. But as things always go in alignment with our show, I want to talk to Todd a little bit about his story of overcoming adversity, because your story is quite compelling, and you actually reached out to us on the cafe. I think you found us on Instagram.
Yeah.
To share your story and your journey. So welcome, Todd, to our show. You don't even live in, where do you live? You're in North Palm Beach?
Jupiter.
Jupiter. So he came in a little ways.
Oh, yes.
Not too bad.
A little ways. So welcome to our set. And
thank you guys so much for having me.
You got to give us some background on you and your journey.
Okay, well, I'm a native, born and raised in West Palm, and spent most of, pretty much all my life here. Moved up north twice and didn't like the winter, so came back to South Florida. But my wife and I were married in 1999, and like any couple, you have these hopes and these dreams and adventures that you want to do together, and we were doing that, and just living the life that God had blessed us with. And in 2002. I had the opportunity to go on a missions trip to New York City less than a year after 9/11. We took 500 students from middle school, high school, from the church my wife and I were attending at the time. And it was exciting because I'd never been to New York City before. And I was excited about the trip and what God was going to do with that trip. But everybody I talked to was like, oh, you got to eat at this restaurant, you got to eat at that restaurant. So I told my wife, I said, my goal is to hit every one of those restaurants because I don't know if I'll get back or not. And I said, I'm probably going to come back with at least 15 or 20 more pounds on me. And got up there, first night, God just said, I need you to fast for the week. And he wanted me to not eat for the week, to share something with me. So I thought, really, well, what about my list? And finally, after kind of going back and forth, I finally said, okay, I'm going to do it. Had a great week, came back home and told my wife, I said, I have no clue why I fasted. And she said, well, God must be preparing you for something. So fast forward, about 4 months later, I was just exhausted. And my wife kept saying, well, you had a long summer, you were really busy. But finally, I was like, I need to go see a doctor because I just am not getting any better. And at that point, I was diagnosed with several forms of crippling arthritis and put on a lot of experimental drugs because my case, the doctors had shared, was so severe that most of them predicted I would be in a wheelchair within 5 years. Fast forward to 2004, I'm driving home from work and start coughing up blood, and had a scan done the next morning that showed I had a massive tumor in my chest. which actually kind of masks itself as arthritis. So, I had that tumor taken out in October of 2003, I'm sorry. And, I pretty much was cancer free. The doctor said, hey, we've got everything. You'll have to see the doctors for the next 5 years, but you're pretty good. So, but during that surgery, I had a dream that God wanted me to start running marathons. And I had never run a marathon in my life. I had run cross country in high school a little bit. And so I ran my first marathon less than a year after having open heart surgery to take my tumor out. And I just thought, you know what? This is what God had for me, just to have a story to tell. Fast forward to 2006, I started having some more issues. I was originally diagnosed with ALS, and come to find out I had young onset Parkinson's. My first question is, can I run? Can I keep running? And they're like, you can do whatever you want, but at some point your body's going to say no. So in 2008, I felt God telling me to run 1,000 miles that year. So I was able to make it through the year and was exhausted. 2009, I thought I had a cold, was rushed to the hospital, and was told, my wife was pulled out of the room and told that I wouldn't make it through the night. My body was shutting down, and at that point I was diagnosed with something called myasthenia gravis, which is an autoimmune neurological issue that kind of eats your muscles away. And so that just started the next 10 years, from 2009 till 2019, of averaging 150 to 200 days a year in the hospital and being repeatedly told, you're not going to make it, you're not going to make it. And 2019, when I received an amazing miracle, I was down to 112 pounds. I couldn't eat. I had not eaten solid foods in 3.5 years. And I couldn't speak. I had a little machine that helped me talk. And in the video that you saw at the end there where my voice sounds a little gravelly, that's actually, I used to do, and I still do, some YouTube videos or some Facebook Lives like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because I know there's people out there that need some encouragement. And so when I'm up, that's what I do, because I really only average about 2 hours of sleep a night.
Interesting.
What happened though in 2019? You went from 112 pounds and from myasthenia gravis to Parkinson's,
right.
ALS.
Well, I didn't have ALS. Thank goodness they ruled that out.
And all these neurological diseases.
Right.
You're still running, and here you sit 2 years later.
Right.
What was the miracle?
Well, what's so crazy about that is I wasn't able to run from March of 2009 until December of 2019. But every year, God would say, go buy a new pair of running shoes. Go buy a new pair of running shoes. Just be ready. And in 2019, the doctors had pretty much given up. They said it's time to call hospice in, allow them to just kind of take over. So that was my wife and I's 20th wedding anniversary. And I said, there's no way I am going to spend what could be the last year of my life having nurses and people take care of me. So we jumped on a cruise ship and went to Cuba in May, and then jumped on another cruise ship and went to Alaska in June. And we were just like, we're just not going to allow this to keep us from living and making those dreams that we had always talked about. So 2019, November 3rd of 2019, doctors say I have 2 to 6 weeks left to live. And I was invited to a prayer and healing service with some friends that I know. And that night, I got prayed over, and I literally had my first meal that night, 2 bites of chicken salad, after not eating solid food for 3.5 years.
Wow.
And my voice started to come back. A month later, I was running I ran a mile and a half one Saturday morning, and last year I ran over 1,000 miles last year after not running for 10 and a half years. And it's just never giving up, always trying to look at all the positives in what most people would say was a very negative story.
And you've never been a runner.
That's what they call me.
But you've never been a runner before.
Well, I did run from 2004 up until 2009. I ran several hundred marathons. I mean, I think my last
Several
count,
hundred marathons?
I think my last count is 350.
350 marathons?
Yeah, it's my last count.
Several hundred.
And
I am sweating just looking at this guy.
But his story of faith and God. Have you always been a religious man your whole
yeah,
life?
I was. From about 10 years old. Not that I've been perfect. I've been far from perfect at times, but that's my relationship with God's always been my strength.
You know, the amazing thing, I gotta tell you, and it comes back again. When I was coaching in my 20s, I was told a story. And then it was told to me again when I was in my 30s, my 40s, my 50s. And here we are again. You know how sports guys, when they do something good, they look up, and they look up, and they look up, right? Boston Red Sox hitting a 2-run home in the 13th. Guy looks straight up. It's amazing because your story is to, how do I say this? Is to feed those that have...
Nancy says, thank you, Todd. You are an amazing inspiration to us all. Always loving on and supporting our Christ Fellowship Cancer Support Group.
Yeah.
And there it is. You're feeding those that they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
You're feeding those that are going through this horrible, horrible disease. Right. You're feeding those that show up and say, you know, there are days that I can use a pat on the back of the leg.
Right.
And your calling is you run all these marathons, you've been under the worst conditions,
yeah.
But you're actually feeding those who need to hear this today.
Well, you know, it was so interesting when I was running the marathons before I got sick again in 2009. I just had this idea because I'm part of a cancer support group with being a survivor of cancer, and but I was just like, there's so many people that I know that would love to be able to run, but they just physically can't do it right now. So my wife, being an artist, would get white shirts and we would just write people's names down. And so I was never a fast runner. I could just run for hours. So people would come up and they'd say, hey, what's your shirt about? And I'd say, well, you know, this is so-and-so, and they have cancer, or this is so-and-so, and they have some other type of disease, or they, you know, and God just always has given me purpose. I mean, I became an abolitionist to fight human trafficking in 2007 when I was just dealing with Parkinson's, but I'm like, no, I gotta have purpose. Like, I don't want to be identified as the sick guy. I want to be identified as somebody that's going through a rough time, but trying to make the most of it. And that's a choice we all have to make, you know, because we all know from last year, you know, we all faced things that we never faced in life. And you can either just say, hey, I'm giving up, it's just not worth it, or you can say, what can I do? And God always shared with me, you know, if you find your purpose, you find your peace.
True that. It's funny because the Boston Marathon was run yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually being run. It's actually being run this morning.
Today.
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
And it hasn't been run in 2 years.
Right.
And then we had the disaster and that thing with the explosion and stuff. But
Yeah.
it goes to show, and you're here today. You know, there are no coincidences.
If you
I
find
never
your
knew he was
purpose,
coming.
you find your peace. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people, they'll sit back and they talk about how hard it is. They'll talk about how tough life is. They'll talk about the things, I can't pay my phone bill. I can't, just other things in life. And when you look at what he's going through, what he's gone through, it sort of shrinks all that problems, doesn't it?
Well,
Makes
you know,
it smaller.
Well, you know, what's interesting too is the book. I never wanted to write a book. Everybody was always like, Todd, you got to write a book. You got to write a book. And I'm always like, The day God tells me to write a book is the day that I know I'm dying. And in January of 2018, God said, hey, write your book. And I thought, well, I guess I'm dying. But the book, the way that we formatted that book is, so that came out in March of 2019. But that was really my goodbye. Because at that point, there was just, without a miracle, I wasn't going to have many more days. So what's great about that book, and what I'm so happy about the book is my wife writes, after each of my chapters, she writes from a caregiver's perspective. Because when you're going through what my wife and I went through for 17 and a half years, it's just as much her story as it is mine. And so many folks have come up and said, hey, Todd, yeah, your part was really, really nice, but Laura's part, that really touched me, because I had a mom that was sick. I had a brother that was sick. I can relate because I had to take care of them.
A lot of chapters in your book.
Now, your wife seems amazing.
She is.
And supportive, and the amount of work that you both give back to the community through school and ministry.
Yeah.
What type of artist is your wife?
She does everything. She does a lot. She loves colors, so most of her stuff is very bright. And even in the book there, the little the believes, the faith, she did all that for the book. But then with the, then when I experienced this miracle, I just wanted to do a YouTube video saying, hey, this is my story. Hope it encourages somebody. And some folks were like, a 30-minute YouTube after 17 and a half years. So that's when we started working on Dead Man Running, the Todd Shoemaker story, which will come out November 17th. And that's just, that's been kind of amazing to see how all of that works. So I've never been involved in all that production and stuff. But
now, that's a short movie that's coming out?
It's going to be, right now we're getting it down to 58 minutes.
Oh, it's a regular movie then.
Yeah. So, we were in Dallas last month at a Christian film festival there called Content 2021, and we were up for 6 awards. Ended up winning all 6,
wow.
And then was named our documentary was named Best Documentary. And then this week we will actually be up at Port St. Lucie at the Treasure Coast Film Festival.
At the film festival,
of course.
Right, where we are. We're up for Best Documentary.
Wow.
And it's funny because we know everybody up there. They've been here for the last 2 weeks.
Crystal and Natali have been
well,
here.
that's actually how I heard about you guys, because it was on their it was on their Facebook page, and I'm like, hey, who are these guys?
Yeah,
and started watching it. I'm like, hey, I've been missing out.
Well, there's some people that we want to introduce you to, because I think it belongs in the Movies of Del Rey.
Correct.
And they were going to put a whole thing around this for cancer awareness. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, I'm actually wearing pink today.
Yeah.
I still can't find a pink shirt. Maybe you can find me a pink shirt.
Give me your white one. I'll wash it with my red shirt. He'll be pink. Don't worry.
But it goes to show you that, if you pay attention to the signs, and we are given 6 signs a day according to the Bible, it's always there. There were no coincidences.
No.
It happens for a reason. You're here today for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing this show today with you for a reason.
Yeah.
And it could lead on to bigger reasons.
Yeah. Well, what's so interesting too is, it would have been very easy for me, spending 150 days to 200 days a year in the hospital. That's not counting doctor's appointments, treatments, in the interim of the hospital visits. But God just said, you need to be an encouragement for others. You need to be somebody that when you walk into that hospital room, into that emergency room, it brightens people's day that you're there even though you're sick. And I used to have nurses and staff come into my room when I would be in the hospital, because some of my hospital visits could last several weeks. And they would come in and they would just sit, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And they would be, when we come in your room, it's just so peaceful. And we just needed a break. So, that's why I say, if you find your purpose, you find peace, but it allows you to get through the storm that you're going through. because what's life without purpose?
No, it's interesting you say that because people question all the time. If there's a God, then this catastrophic moment wouldn't happen, or this wouldn't happen. And often you say it's man that has created some of these catastrophic problems.
Yeah.
But here you are saying you keep the faith and you find God, and it'll get you over those hurdles. It doesn't mean life's not going to have hurdles.
Oh, right.
It's just how do we get through those hurdles and keep going.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's funny because a lot of people will tell you when you go through one of these episodes, he's gone through a terrible episode. We've all shared that episode, and you look up the guy and say, why me? It's funny because when you come through it and it's okay, you should remember the word before you have to go through it.
Right.
You see, if you don't want the pain, then do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to tell you something about God, man. He evens the game real quick. You can say whatever you want to say. You could be an atheist down to not believing in nothing. But I'm going to tell you something. He evens the game real quick. And I don't know if it's a sheep, whatever it is. Evens the game real quick. So if you don't want the pain, then learn the lesson before you have to go through it. Sometimes he will call you.
Yeah, well, and sometimes you have to go through the pain to learn the lesson.
I know that, but then don't complain.
No, don't complain. I mean, like I tell, because people are always like, Todd, how can you be so positive all the time? And I'm like, you're not with me at my house at 1 o'clock in the morning when I was in so much pain. You weren't with me when I was in ICU, hooked up to so many machines. But I give myself like maybe 24 hours to kind of feel down. And then I go, you got to snap out of it because you're not doing anybody any good by poor me. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have that, be able to do that, but just don't live there. Because if you start living there, then that becomes your identity. And instead of being the blessed overcomer, I become the guy that does nothing but to complain.
Amen.
And I just, for me, I couldn't live that way. And that's what that's what the book's about. That's what the documentary's about, is whatever you're going through. A lot of people may see this documentary or read the book and go, I've never been sick. I've never had anybody around me that's really been sick. But you've went through something, because we've all went through some kind of storm in life. So all we're trying to do, my wife and I, is encourage people as you're going through stuff. I mean, I went through 17 and a half years of hospital visits and being told every year, hey, guess what, you won't make it this year. And then I get this crazy, beautiful miracle, November of 2019.
Coming on 2
and
years.
Then February of this year, I get COVID and almost die of COVID. But once again, I was able to use that to encourage the nurses and the staff at the hospital during that time, who we all know, healthcare workers who are just tired.
Yep.
They're just beat up. And I was able to be there and encourage them.
From the hospital bed. Here he is encouraging the healthcare workers when he's got COVID in the hospital bed.
Well, I got to tell you, not for nothing, but it's much needed, because I saw a lot of new stuff. I talked to my sister and the first responders, the nurses, and they're tired, man.
Yeah.
They are exhausted. They don't know how they do what they do, and it's going to create mistakes on things that are being done because they can't even stay awake. They're so exhausted.
Yeah.
And again, if you do it the right way, then you're not going to be susceptible to doing it the other way. And if you don't do it, you're going to learn a lesson one way or the other.
Before we go to commercial break, is there one word that you can think of that has helped you or defines how you've overcome everything?
I would just say my one word for me would be faith.
How about you, Natasha?
Love.
And I think of this because I'm looking through your book, and if people
It's a lot
who
of
don't
words.
have time to read the book, although it's a small book, the words that pop up: exhale, faith, hope. It's all in there.
It's all in here.
And the biblical passages, unbelievable. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with our stories of perseverance and faith on this magical Monday. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A, and we'll be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses with added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
God told me I need to run 1,000 miles this year and share His Word even more than I've shared it in the last few years. I hadn't been to the doctor in probably 7 or 8 years. And they came back and said, you have several forms of crippling arthritis. Well, maybe God's preparing you for something. Maybe this was just the first part of it. So I just kept running and I kept sharing my story and sharing the gospel. I was on my way home from work. I started coughing up blood. Yeah, you have some type of tumor. It's so big, there's nothing I can do. Now we're going through another roller coaster.
You're always tempted to be upset at God when things like this happen. And the thing that keeps you from going down that mental road is Todd's faith.
The doctor had said, please get your affairs in order because he might not make it through the weekend.
I anticipated potentially losing him.
Every time we would leave town, we would say goodbye as if it was the last time.
There were days that I thought I was going to die.
Even though I saw him beginning to waste away physically, there was a spiritual tenacity and strength that was oozing from him.
I was in ICU, I was hooked up to a lot of machines. I felt God saying, you're going to walk through a journey that no doctor's going to understand, no medical expert's going to understand, but it's going to be okay because I'm always going to be there with you.
So devil, you can keep on trying, but my king's going to keep on winning. Hey God, thanks for being my king.
been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome back. You know, today is Columbus Day.
Today is Columbus Day.
A lot of people are laughing at me because I have my little Columbus boat here. And then as soon as I was doing the show this morning, I got told by 100 different people that Columbus really didn't discover America. But I got to tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, I grew up learning that he did, and until we figure out who did, to me, today is his day. So.
Look at this day in history. In 1975, Saturday Night Live premiered on NBC with guest host. Who remembers the first guest host of Saturday Night Live, the first premiere?
Let's put it out there.
Put it out there. If you know the first guest host of Saturday Night Live that premiered in 1975 on this date, give us a call or type it in. We'll send you a bag of Brooklyn Cafe Show
And don't
coffee.
look it up. Don't look it up, because you ain't never going to get this. Now, Jay Harmon may get this.
Jay Harmon may get it. He's going to be in Wednesday. You know what his next piece is?
I'm afraid to ask.
Kendra Erica.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be in Wednesday doing his next pop art piece. The artist here in our mini art gallery. So always, all the art here is for sale. We're all here to promote the artists in our gallery. So come on down, schedule a tour. Alana is doing great at these tours, by the way.
Oh, and by the way, the music that we played today is brought to you by Kendra. And she did it up in New York when they opened
Broadway.
Broadway, and she's with, what's his face?
Constantine Maroulis.
That guy. And they actually filmed that from the Playhouse.
Which is a great spot.
And the music is unbelievable.
Well, I love artists. We love all the artists. This is a creative, magical space, as our guest this morning told us. I would love to meet Todd, your wife, Laura, and see some of her artwork.
Yeah, I will let her know.
Because as you see, we're a little colorful in here.
And she's very colorful.
We're a little bit colorful in here.
A little bit.
So, Natalie, tell me, what do you think of Todd's story?
I love your story so much, and I can also relate to the survival. It's just in different area of my life. It's not, you know, in the health area, but surviving with maybe the negativity that, you know, self-confidence and how, and I had a lot of negativity in my life. I had a lot of people that were just very negative towards me, and you know, I had to finally choose who to be friends with and who surround myself with. But I love your story so much. It's so inspiring, and I mean, you're dealing with something so scary, dying. You know, that's like the biggest fear, and overcoming it multiple times. I believe in miracles. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing faith and the strong will.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You know, it's amazing, Todd, that I didn't know that you were coming, because her and I, we don't sort of talk about who's coming. I knew you were coming because I saw you Friday. I didn't know you were coming. And sometimes these pieces match together for different reasons.
Right.
And here we go again, and today's a perfect...
It's a nice way to kick off a Monday. It's a really nice way to kick off a Monday. Now, Natalie or Natasha, you came over from Russia, so I can't imagine it's always been an easy journey for you as well.
Yeah, so, okay, I am Russian, and I am originally from Kazakhstan, which used to be part of Soviet Union. And I came to America in 1994 at the age of 16. I didn't speak any English. I came here by myself. My parents never been to America. They did not kick me out of the house. They actually sponsored me to come here because in 1994, Kazakhstan was in turmoil. Soviet Union was. So my parents sent me here, and I started my journey in America in Ohio. And I actually would love to give a shout out to my second family, who I was a foreign exchange student in Ohio, Ashland, Ohio, for a year. And I call them my second mom and dad, Dave and Pat both. And I love you very much. Thank you for having me. There were a lot of students, you know, foreign exchange students that weren't as fortunate as I was, I felt. because they had to switch families a few times, for whatever reason. And I was just so blessed to have my family. I love them so much. So when I graduated my senior year of high school in Ohio, I went back to Kazakhstan. I learned English enough to be accepted in university. And of course, I picked Florida, palm trees and the ocean and the weather. So I ended up coming back here in 95, and I got my bachelor's degree in international business and management in 3 years and 3 months. I needed the money to work. I couldn't take the summer off, like other kids and go out partying. I took extra classes and I worked, so I got my degree, bachelor's in 3 years and 3 months. So my journey has been really incredible. I was a very successful regional risk manager for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for 8 out of 9 years. I did start in rental. And I washed cars in a business suit, straight out of college. That's what I did. And then I got promoted to regional risk manager. I was in charge of 33 offices and in Broward County and over 200 employees, training and development. Then I went through a devastating divorce, devastating, heart, soul-destroying divorce. And it took me years to pick my pieces back together. But I did it.
And look at you now.
But I
You're
did it.
telling
It
the
was
story.
financially and emotionally damaging divorce.
I gotta tell you, honey, I went through 2 of them. And it's on both sides. It's an ugly thing. You have kids and things of that nature, it gets even uglier. But fast forward to today, here you be. And things are gonna be better. And we don't look back, because you don't drive a car backwards, you drive it forward. And all of those experiences, he included, all those experiences make you a golden nugget, because you're able to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. And here you be. And here you go. And here we go, because doors are going to open up for you. Good things are going to happen for you. I'm already hearing whispers about things that we want to do with you. And that's amazing. The bottom line here is, if you stay the plane and you have faith, whether good, bad, or indifferent, you're going to be okay. It may not look like today, but tomorrow, and I can tell you, you got it. You do. And I don't know who the hell is telling you anything negative, because they must be blinder than a bat.
But you know what's out there. We talk about it all the time.
We had meetings this morning about that.
But what's so interesting about you is you're so beautiful, gorgeous on the outside. And I didn't know your story until today, right? Because we were producing the show on Friday. And for you to come in and think we're building up your confidence, anyone that looks at you on the outside says, man, she's got it all. Look at you. And no one ever knows. So you can never judge anything on the outside, because you never
telling
know
me this?
the pain
This is
someone
4
has
years?
on the inside. Yeah,
This
4
is
years.
4 years? Uh-huh.
But it's true. No one would have any idea. So no more tears for you. You've got things to do, people to inspire. You do a movie too. You should be interviewing on that red carpet at the Port St. Lucie Film Festival, where Todd's going to be. Maybe that's what we did. We put her out on that carpet to do interviews.
I'm thinking about that.
I am so ready, and I welcome any opportunity that is positive for me and others. Absolutely. And that would be so great, and thank you.
And Todd, you've worked with youth ministry, and your wife works in the school system as well.
Yes. Yeah, our life has been surrounded by, I worked in juvenile justice for over 20 years before I had to retire due to my health. And my wife has been with the Palm Beach County School District for almost 25 years, and she's the director of foster care for the school district. So she takes care of all the foster care students' needs, educational needs that they have.
Think about how many that is. The whole county.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Those numbers are just crazy.
Staggering, right? Things you take for granted, but don't.
You shouldn't take anything for granted, and if you're patient enough and you're good and you stay the path, good things will come to you. Just don't be in a hurry. What is that? Hurry up and wait?
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait.
Very
It's interesting,
inspiring.
because I want to bring in November 14th. What are we doing November 14th?
November 14th, we're going to be at Old School Square in Delray Beach. I think we might have a piece talking about that as well. It's all about the kids and raising awareness for education. And right now they are working with all the Palm Beach County schools, the elementary schools, and I believe some of the middle schools, to get these kids up to reading level. And that is through Roots and Wings. And they've got an incredible program. It's called Project Uplift. to give money to the teachers to stay after school and teach these kids how to read and get them up to grade level. So it's going to be a great event. The fire department in Spadey, the Historical Museum of Delray, we're going to be there. We've got some of our local artists, we've got music and DJs. Captain Tiny's pirate ship is going to be there, a 40-foot long pirate ship. It's all about the kids in our community. Face painting and ice cream by the police department, I think. A lot of great things are going to be there.
That's right. Mini Donuts is offering a gift certificate for kids that read 5 books.
Nice.
That's going to be in the involvement as well. Waiting for Alan to show up so we can go over. There's just so many moving parts to this thing.
So November 14th, and I'm really excited, and maybe somehow I can bring Todd and your wife into this. We've got our Teen Extreme kids from North Carolina. They are coming in.
They're flying in.
They're flying in to do 3 10-minute spots live. And if anything changes with the event, they are still coming.
Sponsored by Amazon.
They are renting an Airbnb, and this is going to be their first live podcast. So whether we're there or not, we're working.
Well, we're going.
We're
because
going to be
I
somewhere.
got to tell you, the lady that's putting that whole thing together, we met her 5 years ago. We did an interview for her, and she showed up. She flew in from Georgia to be on the show.
With her suitcase.
With her suitcase. She came into the studio with a suitcase. I had no clue that she was flying in. I thought she lived in Florida. So now we asked the question, are you in Florida?
And now she is a teen interventionist. She's been picked up on a show called The Interventionist. I believe it is on A&E. And
Yes, it
she
is.
is brought in for all of that. And now we get to work with these kids, these teens. Some of them have special needs. Some of them are just trying to find themselves and find their confidence in their faith. And I'm on their text chain on WhatsApp, and my phone blows up all the time. They are working it from beginning to end with a concept. It's called the Black Table Podcast, the Back Table Podcast. And these kids are putting that together. So Todd, maybe we can introduce you as well.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of moving parts.
Yes.
A lot of faith. But then November 20th, we're going to be at the Movies of Delray.
Yeah, and they'll be here Wednesday.
Yes.
The 2 ladies, right? And maybe the brother.
And Eric, the movie. The director of the movie,
Oh,
Eric
he's gonna be
Gordon.
here, so
When All
3.
That's Left
and
Is
is
Love.
the brother coming as well from
Glenn might
Rochelle?
be here. I don't know.
Glenn?
Maybe.
I gotta tell you, I went there on Saturday night to watch the James Bond flick. What is it? Too Young to Die, Don't Die. Just a lot of don't
Don't
dies.
die.
And
die.
I went in there and I made the mistake of wearing my Brooklyn Cafe hat, and they were jumping over the counter. It made me feel at home. They didn't let me spend a nickel, and I was paying. I said, yeah, no, they wouldn't. Rochelle is unbelievable. I got to experience the spirit of the house. They have these big tracks that they used to use in the video machine companies, in the video projection rooms, and the projectors there too. And they are showing those pieces. Or, you know, you make me laugh. I tell you, don't throw nothing away. I want to use this and that and this and that. And she's doing the same thing. She has these big reels, and they're on the ceiling, they're on the wall. Oh, and I asked her, do you have a spare one? She says, I don't think so, but that's okay, because I'm going to make one out of aluminum foil or metal or something. Unbelievable place. $6. I got to see a movie for $6. You're talking about 1982.
A new release, a James Bond new release
Are you
for $6.
kidding me?
Yeah.
I looked on some of the other movie theaters to see what was happening. Sold out or next to each other. I forget it. I saw this movie with maybe 20 people.
Amazing.
And $6. $6? Who the hell goes to the movies for $6?
So
I said
we're
to
gonna
her,
be
you're going
there.
to stay open.
November 20th, we're going to be there.
November 20th. 20th.
And Todd, you also are on the speaker circuit.
Yeah, I am open to speaking to young people to help encourage them to, to walk through their journey after, and after working with young people for so many years. The young man that you saw in the clip is actually my wife and I's godson. And I actually met Ricky when he was 14 with Urban Youth Impact, a ministry in West Palm Beach. And we just hit it off. I mean, we didn't, here I am, this, it's a white guy from the suburbs, and here's this kid, black kid that's just from the hood. But we just connected. We both love to read, and we both love sports. So that was our connection. And he's now has his own organization to help fight gun violence in West Palm Beach.
Wow.
And he's now 33 years old. So he's been part of my life.
Is that Ricky Aiken?
Ricky Aiken, yes.
We interviewed him
Okay.
at iHeart. Do you remember that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is our godson that
I
we
can't
love
believe
dearly.
you remember his
We
name.
haven't seen it because you know why? I recently saw him on the news, and I was thinking I want to reach back out to him because again, it's more awareness, and I think some things get a little misconstrued with what he's doing. And I wanted to get out the positive impact that he is making. Reminds me of
So we give him a holler. We get Todd to give him a holler.
of Jack's. That's so crazy.
It's just a small community. And after 6 years of doing interviews, there aren't too many
But I
people.
remembered his name, right?
That's amazing, because I can't even remember my name.
Wow, that's
he's,
really
He's an
exciting.
amazing young man, yeah.
He's been through a lot.
He has. His family's been through a lot, and but you know he's you know, it's so funny because he's never complained to me once in all these years, and he's like, I just had to make a choice. I was either going to continue to live the way that my family had lived for generations, or I was going to be the one that was going to step up and make a difference, and that's what he's done.
I love that because when we met Ricky, it was probably 6 years ago. We were up at iHeart in West Palm Beach.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was just about starting this, and he
Right.
was in this transitional period of people, of change, right? So when you're coming out of the hood, so to speak, those that you were hanging out with, you're not going to be hanging out with anymore, finding a new group of friends and finding that inner strength of, can I do this? Can I really break free and make a difference? And he was looking for some funding and all of these things.
I remember.
Well, you know, it's so interesting with his funding is he just went on YouTube and learned how to do grant writing.
Amazing.
And
YouTube.
he's always gotten every grant that he has applied for.
Wow.
And he learned it on watching YouTube and watching different videos and just asking questions.
What a story of
We have to bring him in as a
inspiration.
grant writer.
Yeah, we should hire him as a grant writer, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
That's amazing. Please send him our regards. Let's
I
bring him
will.
back
Let's
into
bring him back in.
studio.
Let's find out. Let's get an update.
He
What a
might
great
be,
story.
He might be watching right now.
Well, Ricky, if you are, we got to get you back in here. Isn't that crazy?
Nothing
I guess we've got-
surprises. Nothing surprises me anymore. I'm sorry.
No, it's
We went to an event on a Monday night. 90% of the people in there were either interviewed or knew.
That's what happened to me yesterday at that festival. As I'm walking down that aisle, we had done this one and that one. But you know, it's nice to see friends. You should see what I walk around looking like on a Sunday at an art fair.
What's that mean?
With a hat on, a ponytail, sneakers, like the thing nobody recognizes me, but apparently that's not
You
true.
got to put on the Brooklyn Cafe hat.
I really should have had my...
See, nobody recognizes me. They recognize the freaking hat.
It's the hat.
I know the hat.
It's it's the hat.
You know, there's a guy under it, and I don't remember
You
his
need a
name.
hat with like legs.
I got to put my name here like a billboard.
Oh my gosh. So Todd, where is the movie other than the movie, the film
Okay,
festival? Where's
so-
it going to be?
So this Friday, as part of the film festival, the Treasure Coast International Film Festival, it's going to be shown at AMC 12 Movie Theater, and I can give you guys the information so you can share that with the viewers. But that will be the only time anybody ever has to pay for it, because when we started working on this, I told my team, I said, we can never charge people to watch this story because I had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I showed up at a meeting. I just was faithful in my walk, my faith walk. And so I never want anybody to say, oh, I'd love to see your movie, but I just can't afford it. So it will release on November 17th. It will release on YouTube, and it will be open for anybody that wants to watch it.
Wow.
Let's call Rochelle and see if we can get it up at the movie
All
theater.
right. You know she's all in.
She's all in. And what we'll do is, not only do you get a movie at this place, you're going to get a little something, a little something before the movie. We got to put something together. And I said to her, movies is easy to come and see. I'm a big movie buff. I will go anywhere to see a movie. But if you give me a little entertainment, you give me a something, we have to pick up and it's true that she has 300 seats in every one of these
In
movies.
every theater?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's tremendous.
Wow.
And it's an old school. Listen, the lowest Paradise on Fordham Road in the Bronx is where I went to see movies. And it reminds me of this place. And everybody that kept walking in, I was watching. Oh, the popcorn again. Everybody loves the smells. And we'll talk to her about Todd's movie, and she's going to say yeah. But we'll put a little something with it.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's
and
the
one-
way to do this thing.
You know, one thing I want to share too is after I received my miracle, you know, my last thought was I never want to have to be in a hospital again. Well, I ended up in a hospital 2 weeks after my healing with pneumonia. But after I got out, I said, you know, I never want to go to the doctors again. I never want to go to a hospital. Well, God has placed me outside of hospitals to be praying for folks for the last 2 years. And I mean, I might get a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning and someone saying, hey, my mom was just rushed to the hospital. Can you go pray? You know, and my wife's always joking. She's like, you're like an on-call doctor. You have your little bag, and you get your little bag. It's by the front door, and boom, when you get the call, you go. And so a few weeks ago, we prayed and just encouraged staff at hospitals, at 5 different hospitals in Palm Beach County. And at 4 of those hospitals, we were able to feed the staff at those hospitals for 2 nights. But this coming Saturday, we will be doing that again. We won't actually be feeding the staff this time, but we'll be out there just encouraging the staff as the morning crews going home and as the night crews coming in. We'll just be there just encouraging them. If they want prayer, great. If they just want us just to, you know, we have these signs that we love you and you're loved by the community. And it's amazing to see, you know, they walk into these hospitals going, oh man, another night of who knows what. But when they see people that are praying for them and encouraging them, all of a sudden they get a little smile on their face. And then the ones that are coming out from the morning, you know, they're just exhausted, 12 hours of go, go, go. But they see us and we have like little snacks for them. So we will be this coming Saturday, we'll be at JFK, Good Sam, St. Mary's, Jupiter Medical, Palm Beach Gardens, probably somewhere out west, just encouraging our healthcare workers as they're coming in and out of work.
That's a great idea.
You
know, they did that for the military in Atlanta. You saw what they did in Atlanta? I had a stopover to go do a shoot at the Democratic Convention somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but they stopped me over in Atlanta. And I'm sitting there. I had a 2-hour stopover. And people that kept coming through this tunnel, people would stand up and they start applauding. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I went over to this lady and they had all these tables. It was for our vets coming back. It didn't matter who you were. If you were a vet, they were giving you a standing ovation. I have never seen an airport stop. Yeah. Just stop and just applaud and everything else. Yeah. And I can feel what you're saying. Yeah. I think it's long overdue.
Yeah, well, you know, and one amazing story that we had last time was up at Gardens Medical, where their COVID floor is. It's on the ground floor, so you can literally see inside. And there were, you know, parents, husbands and wives and kids. They're just looking in on their loved one. So we were able to pray for them, but we were able to pray for the nurses. And we have one shot of a group of our prayer warriors with their hands up to the window, and the nurses have their hands up to the window, and they're just praying.
Wow.
You know, and it was just so encouraging to see that, and to see actually people get released from the hospital during that time.
I have to ask you though, on November 3rd, when you were in this prayer healing event,
yes,
did you feel a difference? Did you feel the energy? Did you have any visions?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I didn't want to even go to this event, because I was like 2 to 6 weeks out from dying, and I'd had so many people pray for me over the years, and I was so thankful for it, but I was just physically and mentally and emotionally exhausted. But I had a dear friend of mine that was had breast cancer. Breast cancer had went away, but then it had come back into her brain. And so I said, you know what, let's just go because we're going to pray for our friend Laura. And so we went. And so as Dr. Chauncey Crandall, who's the one, he's a world-renowned cardiologist up in, and his office is up in West Palm, but he's also an evangelist. And he's been my doctor since 2014, prayed for me before, and we just never felt anything. But as he was asking people to come down, I just stood up where I was at, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I know that person, need to pray for them. Oh yeah, I know that person. I invited like 50 people that were sick, that needed prayer and healing. And finally God was like, almost like he put a spotlight on me and said, you know I created this night just for you. Why are you just standing there? So as I'm walking forward, I tell my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to go forward. So as I'm walking forward, I feel myself lifted off the ground. And I thought, oh, some friends are helping me get to the stage because I can barely walk at that point. And I look behind me, and literally, and thank God, my wife saw him, and 4 other people saw. There were 2 women who were 8 feet tall that were carrying me to the stage. And at first I thought I'm having a hallucination. But several people, a total of 5 people, saw these women that were 8 feet tall. But when they prayed for me that night, my body just kind of caught on fire. Like I felt like this intense heat, and I thought, well, I'm either dying or I'm being healed. But I was very much at peace with whatever was happening, because at that point, I mean, you go through something for so long, your body just gets so beat up. And I mean, by that point, I'd had like 11 or 12 stomach surgeries. I'd had multiple surgeries with different things, and I mean, I was literally in treatment for like probably about the last year of being sick. I was literally in treatment every day for basically a year.
Incredible
So
story.
I was at peace that night. I was just excited to see what God was going to do in the lives of my friends.
Amazing story. And how is your wife doing? How has she handled all of this?
Oh,
I'm reading through your book saying that you don't fight over the small things. And
Yeah,
you
I mean, she's a
appreciate
rock
everything.
star. I mean, somebody asked me last week, they said, Todd, do you think your health issues caused your marriage to be stronger than it would have been had you never been sick? And I said, well, I think our marriage still would have been strong, but like you just shared, we don't fight over the small things. I mean, I forget to do something. She doesn't say, well, you said you were going to do it. She forgets to do something. I'm like, well, you said you were going to do this. So, I mean, literally, we just don't argue, and we just don't worry about the small things in life that so many other, people are worried about. Because for us, we were excited that I got up each morning. I mean, literally, and you'll see it in the documentary, but literally my wife had this stick, and literally every morning before she left for work, she would poke me with this stick to see if I moved. And if I moved, she thought, okay, well, at least I know when I'm leaving the house at 7 o'clock, that Todd's alive.
Wow.
And there would be some mornings that I'd barely move, and she'd be concerned, but I mean, there would be times she would come home and I had fallen, and sometimes I was laying on the floor for 3 hours because I literally could just not get myself back up. So of course, then the rule became I cannot walk anywhere without my phone. So even today, I still carry my phone with me, even though I don't fall anymore.
Amazing story. Wow. Check this out. It's going to be airing at the Port St. Lucie Film Festival this Friday, but on November 17th, it will be released on Amazon for free. YouTube for everyone to see for free.
And let's see if we can get it into the movie house of Del Rey with a little something with it.
Project Dead Man. And the book people can find where?
You can find that on Amazon, or you can reach out to me, and I will send you a copy at no charge.
Fantastic.
Now, today has been nothing but messages to you all day long. Message after message after message. Because, like I said, you don't drive a car in the rearview mirror, you drive it straight ahead. And it's amazing, I should tell you this as well. It's amazing when you believe in something because somebody else sees it. And then you take off from there. And all of a sudden, all these venues, all these doors open. Now, there are some of us who do to bring out others, and there are some of us that do to bring out ourselves. It all depends on what your calling is. But the one thing that's common is that it takes you to another level. And you don't know what the air is like on another level until you get there. Trust me when I tell you this.
Let's take a commercial break.
Why not?
When we come back, I got to try on some shoes. Let's have some fun on this Monday. I got to tell you, there's some sexy zebra little half boots back there for me.
Yeah, you've been eyeing that, the jacket, the dress, the bathing suit.
All of it. Let's go have
some fun. You don't do
fun.
men's clothes, right?
Say again?
You don't do men's?
It's just female for now.
Well, you and I, we got to talk.
Yeah, who knows?
We have to. Oh, yes, indeedy.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Jay Harmon exclusively in the Gallery of Boca. Jay Harmon captures the essence of really creative and captivating mind. Jay Harmon brings light into the darkness on majority of his pieces, using a negative background to highlight the details of some of his looks. I know some artists use white canvases, but he thrives on a black canvas. And here's the kicker. He only uses pencil, colored pencil, graphite pencil, and pencil for his art pieces. Yes, I know it's hard to fathom that these beautiful pieces came from pencil, but yes, they did. And the only way you can experience Jay Harmon is if you come to the Gallery of Boca. Jay Harmon, an unconventional artist with a unique story behind every canvas.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Welcome to Mini Donut World, where the donuts are hot, fresh, and delicious, made to order and customizable by you. Gourmet specialty flavors such as apple pie, French toast, campfire, and strawberry cheesecake are always popular. Looking to tailor your appetite? Build your own mini donut. Choose from over 18 flavored donut bases, add on your icing flavor, and choose from over 15 toppings and drizzles. While kids enjoy our design your own kits to take home, our 21 and over customers love our alcohol-infused donuts. Come visit Mini Donut World at 8763 Sterling Road in Cooper City. Have questions or want to place an order? Give us a call at 954-369-2301. We know you will love each bite of our deliciously distinctive mini donuts.
Tax alert! Tax alert! I was receiving letter after letter from the IRS.
I got Mike Velati on the phone and I said, Mike, I got a problem.
He took the pressure off my shoulders.
He just made me feel like I had Superman on my side.
Trust me, he's the man to go to.
IRS problems? I'm Mike Velarde, enrolled agent. I can help. My company, Winning Tax Solutions, has always gotten our clients the best possible results. Visit us at winningtaxsolutions.com or call us today.
Back in the day nostalgia. With guest personalities and business features, you just never know who you'll see on the show. With our brew crew on set, we always air live to inspire, educate, and create. Make it a date and have a day at the cafe. Join Dawn and Freddie every weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. and for lunch every weekday from 12 to 2. Amplify your voice. Call us at 866-224-5422 or visit our website at brooklyncafe.tv.
Since 9 years old, Gina Presser has created enchanting, whimsical art. She conjures pieces from real stories and artistically expresses the feelings had from them. Achieved with Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clays. Her eccentric finishing touch is her glittery diamond dust cascaded across her paintings and pottery. Gina Presser also hosts weekend art camps, teaching adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. Her work can be found in multiple staging homes, family Christian bookstores, and in New Jersey boutiques. For more information, Gina can be reached at livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or by phone at 954-857-5444.
With enough butter, anything is good. Tori Wells from Precious Treasure Gourmet Foods thinks so, because she single-handedly updated and expanded butter's possibilities. From compound, savory, sweet, and spicy, her freshly made butters aim to please. I don't know about you, but I've never really seen butter this versatile before, and now so feasible. With online shopping, just visit PreciousTreasuresGourmetFoods.com, because at Precious Treasures, Tori is working on the best artisan gourmet foods to every table. Remember, guys, true love is like butter. There's no substitute for the real thing.
When your property suffers from water, mold, fire, or biohazard, you need a professional remediation company that is fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Rescue Clean 911 offer 24/7 emergency service with 1-hour response times now in your area. Water, mold, fire, biohazard. Call now 1-833-253-2699.
Handling the hard jobs with a soft touch.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we are back. It is time to do some in-house shopping. I don't get out often, so I try to bring some of our favorites here in studio. And I have to tell you, these boots, I don't know if you ladies got to see these, but these are absolutely beautiful. So I'm a little torn between the pink and the white. They're all amazing.
It depends what you're wearing with it.
Well, it goes with nothing but yet everything. You almost need a fashion statement pop-up. Oh my gosh.
We can dress you up in white. It's going to go so gorgeous with your hot pink dress.
You know what I love about you is nothing matches, but then it all works out the right way.
It all works out.
Right, for the holiday season, and this is a faux fur, everybody, so this is nothing that you need to worry about. It's absolutely beautiful.
And where are you wearing this, Dawn?
Here. I'm going to make it even colder.
No, you're not wearing it here.
All right, so I got to try this on.
Soft. It's so soft.
It is so soft.
It feels like a glove when you put it on.
I've got this weird thing. I buy jackets all the time.
And you don't wear them.
And I don't wear them because I live in Florida.
I know, but you're going up north, so this would be a nice piece.
It's the funniest thing. I know. I'm going up north to see my son for Thanksgiving. Yes. I actually have a matching raincoat. Isn't that funny? Who would have
that
two?
That actually fits.
It actually fits. And look at these
It looks
boots.
like it's a white tiger.
It feels
Are you gonna
so...
get the white boots or
I have
the
to tell
red
you,
boots?
this feels so soft. You're so right. This feels... Anna, you should feel this amazing. You looking for the fan? This feels so good.
Feels like home. Feels
And
like
what's
comfort.
the price point on this for people that are wondering?
So this is $149.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, and please check out the prices, everything on sheIsUnpredictable.com. You have to write it out. This is a new business, and you have to write it out completely. sheIsUnpredictable.com.
All right, so now I got to try on the boots.
Let me help you.
You're trying out the boots?
Oh, you look so good.
Do they fit?
Of course. I'm Cinderella.
No, honestly, do they fit? There's
Yes.
no way in the world.
Yes, see? Aren't these nice?
I love them. You look gorgeous. Look at you.
Wow, look at that. Kind of nice.
It's right
Yes,
up
they
your
fit.
alley. Try on
I'm
the-
making you choke. Should I try
I'm
the pink
choking.
one on the other foot?
Try on the pink one.
With the other foot.
With the other.
Well, welcome to Shopping with Dawn. This is how Dawn does her funky things. So let's try this one.
Now imagine this outfit with blue jeans and just a solid shirt inside. I mean, it's white tiger. It goes with everything.
I'm making Freddie gag over there. Yes, white tiger goes with everything. I feel a little Cruella de Vil-ish. Oh, wait, can we see the pink ones now? There's the pink.
I gotta tell you, never mind.
You like the pink or the white?
With what you're wearing, I like the pink.
With what I'm wearing. What? Nothing about what I'm wearing actually matches, though.
The color pink.
I've got this pink floral dress on with a white zebra coat.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the pink color.
You like the pink?
With pink. I like the white.
I'm really liking the white, though. Yeah. The white's kind of just like this pop of sexy that you could wear with anything and everything.
True.
The hat.
And the hat. Oh, I'm going to feel like Freddie
They
now.
want you to try the hat.
Now, this is an outfit.
Wow.
That's an outfit. That's
I like that outfit. Wow,
That's
guys.
a movie star conundrum, you know.
This is a conundrum, all right. Yes.
It's a movie star setup.
Somewhere.
No, it looks kind of cool. No, you don't have the right dress, but if you had the right dress, I think it looks kind of cool.
The jacket is great. The boots are unbelievable. And I love, you guys didn't get to see this dress. This dress is really sexy, but yet appropriate. Look at this dress.
Wow.
So it's got this nude, I'm going to sell your clothes for you.
Yeah,
It's got this
please.
beautiful nude bodysuit, so it looks like you're wearing nothing but black lace, but yet you're totally covered.
And it looks so good on. Again, go to sheIsUnpredictable.com. The pictures
beautiful.
are there for you to check them out. And of course, everything I pick in my collection, they're matching pieces. You can buy them separately or together. Like this teal color goes so well with the white leopard. And
Look at this great little raincoat for fall. It's got the little flash in the back. Well, I guess we've got company. This is amazing. It feels so nice. The quality of these clothes, everybody, they feel so good. What are the prices on some of your outfits?
so,
Hey, Alan,
okay,
open the door.
don't fully quote me, but I do want to let you know.
Just so we have a roundabout idea.
Yeah, so this is Agent Provocateur swimsuit, and original price tag on this is $600. It's original. It's all directly from Agent Provocateur, and currently it's on sale for $295. Wow. And this dress here,
Sit over
it's
there,
a
never mind.
French connection, and it's $148. So pretty much everything,
That's a
it
great
runs
dress.
within $150. I mean, that's the price point really for everything. Because again, these are famous brands in one store that I take the time. I mean, I pick and choose, I check the quality, because sometimes in my experience I've had, you know, like a high name brand and then the quality wasn't there. So I pretty much do the work for my customers to get those statement pieces, you know, to get some aliveness, some vibration and some energy within you and feel, you know, like how does it make you feel this?
Oh my gosh, this feels, it's a little warm, but no, it's beautiful and soft. This is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
the
and
boots
just
are
the
great.
patterns, you know, just to kind of wake you up, you know? Like I feel a lot of people, we're just live in so much fear and worry, and we just need to be woken up, you know, with some color.
You just got to have some fun. Everything is so
Fun.
beautiful. What's
Thank
your
you.
website again?
SheIsUnpredictable.com. And being unpredictable is being surprising. Surprising yourself, you know, surprise yourself. And I want to say something about confidence. So I went shopping a couple of weeks ago. I was at the Hard Rock Casino, and I tried on this dress, like this summer dress. And the girl looks at me and she says, "Wow, you have to get it. It looks so gorgeous on you. I could never wear this." And I said, what do you mean you could never wear that? She said, oh, I live in a small town. I can't remember exactly where she's from. And she said, and my neighbors, they will freak out if they see me in such a dress. And it was just like a tank top like this, nothing revealing, just a very... And I said, what do you mean? You're gonna worry about what your neighbors think about you? Live your life. You have an amazing, beautiful body. You should definitely buy this piece in the store, take it home with you, and remember about your transformational vacation forever. Your life is for you. You can't please everybody. And don't lack confidence that you can't wear something. Of course you can. And that's how I started, you know. I used to be black leggings and a black top, and then I was like, color, you know. So
I got to get out of the pandemic mode. We got to get going, as you say, going and growing, come out from the rock, and just try one piece of a pop of color, right?
Yeah.
And then if you like it more and more, have that one statement piece, which is kind of your go-to.
Yeah, and it literally transforms your way of being. It like transforms who you are. You just start to act different, you know? Like I start to act different, you know?
But you've got a great personality. What a great show about transformation.
You know who
and
snuck
faith.
in here?
Did he leave?
He better not leave. Alan's in here. I'm hoping he has good news over there.
I saw him come with a couple boxes.
No,
and I also think Slick may have sent us over a piece. Do you guys have Slick's piece on the board?
That was the
It went to the improv.
The improv piece. But Alan's in the house. He's in the lobby with the pacing. And somebody dropped something off here. I don't know what this is. But this is the November 14th. I'm hoping he brings us good news.
I'm hoping since he's here, there's good news.
He
What'd
won't
you get
come
over
on
there?
camera.
He's laughing.
He's shy.
What'd you get dropped off? Oh, there's a package.
I don't know. I got to pick it up.
All kinds of things come in here. I know. This is the craziest place, right, Todd? You wouldn't believe it unless you sat here.
It's great. It's unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
This place is unpredictable.
This is your lithium batteries.
Surprising.
Oh, it's new camera batteries.
Yes.
Do you know what I ordered in that big box? There's 2 little batteries this big in that box.
Yeah, well, Amazon likes to spend cardboard.
Well, I got those so we're ready for the event on November 14th. That is what that's
Good
for.
stuff.
Do you guys have the piece that's Slick queued up? It's not in there. All right, we'll play it tomorrow, unless you can find it on Freddie's
We'll
email.
open up with it tomorrow morning.
We'll open up on it.
Yep.
All right, more to come.
Good stuff.
Thank you so much. She
Thank
is
you.
unpredictable.com. Check this out. I am sure there's more white boots because these are going to be coming home with me. But everything is so great. The quality of the clothing is fantastic, the boots. And you know what? Just find your inner self, your inner
Say hi to
confidence.
Andrea.
Andrea, good afternoon to you. More to come. And Todd, the movie's coming out this Friday at the Film Festival.
You can see it this Friday at the Treasure Coast Film Festival at 2 o'clock. And then on November 17th, you can see it on YouTube.
Fantastic. Wow, your story of faith and inspiration is truly compelling. Thank you so much for sharing your journey.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a dose of what everybody needs right now is just keep the faith.
Yes.
And you as well. Your story, you know, God put you both here together for a reason. More to come.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we're
you
about
so
to
much.
find out why.
About to find out why.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
Have a great day, everyone. Ready to wrap this up?
Yep, and don't be late. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could